Welcome back to another Alliance War video. We have 4 Loki facing off versus Gt40. This is the #1 alliance in the world. They are phenomenal players, phenomenal planners, great MCOC minds, and they consistently get first overall each season. I think they've only missed out on first maybe twice in the past 10-15 seasons. I'm not sure. But we are matching them up today, and like I said in my previous video, this global is rather new. So when we went into our respective corners as each battle group to plan, we decided to actually test out some fights across the map. We didn't go in thinking that we were gonna just cave and lose completely, but we understood that that we were going to, it was going to be an uphill battle. So we might as well look at the map and see if some stuff works. And if it didn't initially, then just send, then just muscle through with 40% revives. And that's pretty, that's fine, because then we get information for future wars. And so if we lose this war, which we probably will, then it would be okay because we gained information from it, which is ultimately what we wanted. And I'm on path 5 in section 1 and section 2 again. And I'll be taking this Maestro mini, a Killmonger mini on the route, and then I'll be taking Adam Warlock with an ascended clairvoyance, pillow hands, that Andy made me ascend, and R5, which I absolutely hate. I don't like using Claire. She doesn't hit very hard, and that's to say it, lightly. I'm taking this Photon. I was actually going to take this Fury and then that Serpent. But speaking to Ghost about the map and how I'm taking this Serpent with Claire, I need to get the buff immunity and make sure I have prowess to get it to stick. And he suggested Mojo. We have a phenomenal Mojo player in Trappy, and he took that Serpent fight and absolutely smashed it. He posted it on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description for you guys to check out. Definitely go over there and check that out. He absolutely smashed it. But I'll be taking that Onslaught boss with Professor X as well. So first up, we have this America Chavez. And initially, usually I don't like to mutant boost for America Chavez because she reverses my my power gain with her negative zones. So what I'll be doing basically is, if she does have a negative zone up, I'm going to try to just wait it out and then throw my special 3. Ideally, she just doesn't throw any heavies, but that's not how Chavez works. She loves to throw heavies. So at this point, I do one more heavy, and I want to bait this now. I actually dash back and I trigger my falter, which is actually fine because I'm baiting the special 1, and my falter timer is running at that point. So. And then she throws a random heavy, and I'm like, that's not what I wanted. I almost had a perfect setup of what I wanted. But she's now at this point, I don't want a Dex to feed her MD. So I basically want to get this last heavy in. And I'm blocking this because I don't want a Dex. And I'm waiting out this this negative zone timer. And it's just, going so slowly. Like, looking back, and I probably should have parried and just gone backwards at that point. But it's about to run out, and I throw it anyways, and I have max recoil on here, so it's only one negative zone. And this was interesting to see because it doesn't reduce it completely, and because it doesn't reduce it completely and I did so much damage, I can actually still get enough power to spam my special 3. So that's good information to know. I didn't do that on purpose. I just got, I got to the point to where I wanted to throw it, and I figured I would have enough special 2 damage to kill her afterwards anyways, and just take some recoil damage and get out of the fight. Now for this fight, I'm going to use Professor X again, and with Crossbones, basically with the global as an attacker tactic, for each global passive prowess that you have, whether you're hitting their block or you're parrying, you reduce their ability to shrug. So this is a heavy unstoppable node, and obviously if I can't heavy him, then I can't knock him down that way. But you see there, he shrugged the first one and he got a fury from it. But now I have 3 because I hit his block a bunch, and now he's not shrugging it at all. So I'm like, oh man, this is absolutely fine. And he throws a special 1 there, and he has 3 fury buffs, which actually will there. I wanted to wait out the protection, but then I miss a parry, and I'm like, did I miss a parry? I'm like, actually no. His fury reduced my ability to parry, so I just have to be aware of that. And then right here, that's when I figured it out right there. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use my falter right here to max ramp. I have 4 charges, and I'm gonna build up to my special 3 now by just parrying and comboing. I'm gonna hit his block to make sure that I'm keeping my passive prowess up, and just kind of, you know, slowly let this fight kind of get in control here. So here I'm gonna hit his block to push him over a bar. I get my max 7 passive prowess, and I'm like, all right, perfect. I'm gonna combo into my relic. I'm gonna heavy here, and he throws this special, and now the fight is over. So that was super smooth. I just didn't think about how his fury buffs would stop my ability to parry. Ultimately, it was fine, and the fight is essentially over. So I throw this first special 3, and Gt40's defense is insane. Like, everybody is like R5 ascended or R3. I mean, there's a few R2s on the map, but they definitely go all out, and it definitely feels like they also go all out with certain masteries for certain defenders that they place. So, you know, hats off to them for taking all that. That's why they're, you know, they constantly win first place. And here I have a Terrax. I did some duels for Terrax. I did some duels for everybody except for Korg, because I've taken Korg a bunch, but we'll see how that goes. And basically the plan was to parry heavy a few times, and then wait out his field so I don't take too much damage, and I can heal from willpower, and then build up, you know, and it's power start 1, so I get to my special 3 fast, and that's where I back off. And now I'm like, okay, perfect. And then, you know, build his power, and I want to get an intercept with when his shield is up and his indestructible charges are on or off. It doesn't matter. My special 3 will bypass those charges anyways. But here I'm at max ramp, and I'm like, I want to bait this, and I accidentally intercept there. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll just throw this here, and the fight's over. So I don't have to wait for him to throw his special 2. I could have, but I had the intercept, and the protection was down. So I'm just going to throw this and start this process at this point. He's special locked, so he can't gain any power or throw his special, so I'm not worried about it at all. So super safe fight. Now the next fight, I was like, Andy was like, you could just take it with Wags, and, you know, and use a pre-fight and just be fine. I'm like, I can just use Professor X, kind of slow play it, and be fine also. And I make a crucial mistake. What I should have done is just kind of baited heavies and let my Sig take me up to 75 charges, and whenever my falter's available, push him to 2 bars by baiting heavies, and whenever my falter's available, use that to charge up faster, have him dump his power at a special 2, and get his rock shield down, and then intercept to get the protection down. I didn't think about all that because I've taken him a bunch, but you see here, I get some passive prowess, and I'm like, oh, now I can parry him. But then I miss a parry there, and I'm like, oh man. So now I'm a little kind of discombobulated, and I'm stacking his excitement right there. So I'm like, that's not what I wanted to do. He goes unstoppable and unblockable there with that special 2, and I'm using my heavy and my falter to fully ramp, and I'm like, okay, you get this fight under control. But right there, I didn't watch his excitement, and I eat a full combo to the face, and I'm like, oh no, I need to push him over 2 bars. And right there, I should have done a combo. I should have done a combo to get all his rock stacks down, but I didn't. I didn't do that. And here, I just think I can throw my special 3 with a heavy intercept. But his rock stacks are still up 1. So this first special is not going to do any damage. So I'm not going to get any power back from my power back boost. I'm just going to keep 70% of my power per Professor X's abilities, and I throw this first special and it pushes me over, and then I'm like, okay, this fight's over now. But it's just a silly mistake. I just should have thought about this fight a lot more. And again, I'm gonna have to use health potions on Professor X, and I have more Professor X fights, so that's not ideal. But the fight's over, and now I'm on to the next mini. I have this Maestro on the regen. It's like the closer you are to him, the more regen he gets, and it's a hefty regen. If you cannot reverse, or you can't reverse it, if you can't heal block the defender here, or neutralize or nullify the regen, it gets out of hand quick. So I don't care about the regen. I'm just going to parry heavy and push him to an SB2 ideally. If it goes SB1, I'm just going to block it. That's a nice 20k heavy right there. But the plan basically is to just parry heavy, and I'm going to build my passive prowess just to give me a little bit more oomph, but he's not a global defender, so I don't really care about that. And here, I want him to throw this. Even though my SIG gives me more potency on my prowess when they're at more power, I'm not going to get to another bar before he gets to 3. So here he has his Pierce up and his Fury, so I'm going to take more chip damage. But the fight is basically all wrapped up here. I'm going to use my heavy, or my combo, into my relic, and then heavy one more time, and then I'm going to heavy into my special 3. He is full health. This beefy boy is an R3 and is full health right here. So my special 3s need to do what they do, and at that point he gets under 70%, and the regen brings them back up another 2% for that short amount of time. And I want to make sure that I dash back in between my special 3s, because Professor X has like this slight bug with the power backs that if you spam it too quickly, then he they don't interact well, or you just don't get the full amount back. So it's a little odd, and I do not want to kick to special 2 because of that regen. It's definitely going to be applying at this point. So last special 3, and he goes down. So I was really happy with the way that fight went down, especially after the last war where I ate in a special 2 to the face. So now we're on to the next fight, which is a Killmonger on the root mini here. And I have a White Magneto pre-fight. I have this because I don't want to feed him any more power with the debuff from the stun, the parry stun. That's really the only reason I have it, because I don't want him... I basically want him to get to a special 2, and then his power is greatly reduced because it's power focus 2, and that way he's not spamming special 1s in case I need to beat his block. And I have a power start 1 boost here, so I can get to my special 3 ASAP. And I want to make sure I land these parries. I have 2 global prowess at this point. I have 1 here, now I get another one, and I need to get him to a special 2 ASAP while I have these global prowess up, because I want to make sure that I'm removing them. So there, I'm rooted, but I get a parry, and I have a 1-hit heavy, so I know I can hit him back with it while I'm rooted. And so I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm fully ramped. No indestructibles are up. I removed the last one from his special 2, and we're good to go. And the SP3 spam is off and running again. So yeah, I'm gonna I should probably just fast forward the end of these SP3s, because if it's gonna be happening all season, I've used X a bunch in the past, but this is gonna be like probably like an all-time high. So I don't think everybody just wants to see this animation over and over. But Killmonger is really tanky. This is an R3, and even R3 Killmongers, even Killmongers, the special 3 still doesn't do as much damage versus him as it does versus other champs for whatever reason. But that fight went down pretty smoothly. Now I have a Adam Warlock on the Hazard Shift Shock and Bleed Conflictor mini. I have a White Magneto pre-fight. I have an Odin shock buff that'll basically let me heal from the shocks that I get, and I'm using a R5 Ascended Claire that Andy made me rank. I am not happy about this at all. But I'm going to basically push him red and spam my SB2s to remove his stuff, his whole mess, and just kind of cycle that and stay in bleed mode so I can heal. I am running, I think I am running max recoil still, or recoil. I'm not sure. We'll see right here. But basically, I can parry even with his Sovereignty buff up if I have a White Magneto pre-fight. So that's why I get a parry. And I want to make sure I keep some global prowess up. And there I went into bleed mode, which stacked my clairvoyant charges, which actually made my special 3 because I'm bleed immune. So I get a charge per immunity. Made my SP3 hit pretty hard right there. So I was like, oh, sweet. And I want to push him red here, so I'm comboing, and I'm pausing the indestructible timer as I'm hitting him. And right there, I wanted to throw. I should have thrown my special 2. I just wasn't sure if I was gonna get to it or not. But he throws his special 3 at me, and I have a indestructible boost on, so I don't take any damage. And I throw my special 2 there. Yeah, I do have recoil on, to basically get the buff immunity up, and you see it didn't do basically anything, and I'm just like, man, are you kidding me? So I throw another special 2 here, and that one does kill him. But I wonder if the special 3 would have just ended it. You know, I was thinking of the serpent fight that I was going to take, but I didn't. So I traded that Fury fight for this Photon. Because Trappy was going to take this Photon with Crossbones, but someone needed to take it now, so that was me. So I'm going to use Professor X here, and I know she bypasses Miss with her medium, so I can't use my Falter, but I bypass her phase as well with my Vigilance. So the plan basically is she's going to be spamming specials on this node, so I'm going to Power Start 1, and I want to make sure that I don't throw a combo into my special 3, because she'll petrify me and reverse my mutant power back. So I want to heavy counter here a couple times. Now I can parry heavy. I have max petrify and pacify, so I can reduce the chance of her placing her BS on me. And she throws this, and I'm like, all right, perfect. I land that, but then I miss a parry, and she throws her special, and she dumped her power, and I'm like, this is exactly what I actually wanted. Then I miss another parry, and I'm like, oh no. So I heavy here, and I want to land another parry, but she throws her special 1, and I have to parry this or I'm dead. And I do parry it because she's unblockable if I try, and I can't. My dex will fail. So at that point, I'm like, okay, just throw my special 3, and just get her down at this point. I'll have enough time on my mind control to basically to kill her. So. Started out perfect, and then I missed some parries, and she just does so much damage. You know, the Photon is just a scary defender, and ultimately I got the Power Start 1 is what saved me right there, because I got to my special 3 quick, and I got my 100 charges, so I was able to get out of this fight when it got real dangerous. So here, the spam is working, and I think one more special 3. And she's dead. So this fight is definitely scary, but on this node she throws a lot of specials. But with Professor X, if you can get your vigilance up, you can just parry heavy her and just be fine. You'll get to your special 3 pretty quickly. You just bait like 1 or 2 specials from her at the most. So next up, I have this Onslaught boss. I don't have Horseman because Andy used it for his fight. With the bullseye, I believe, but I have a White Magneto pre-fight for more damage. I'm using Advanced Start Power Start 1 boost, and basically I'm just gonna heavy counter him. I'm gonna heavy counter him. This node doesn't have bubble shield anymore. I took it once in an off-season test, and I was able to do it. And Onslaught is psychic shielding, but in the off-season test that I did, he was able to I was still able to fully SP3 spam him because I think that was bugged. So that's what I'm expecting here, but I'm also expecting it to fail. So I actually go in with a bleed tree up as well for my suicides, and I didn't have any neuros on me, so I used my falter to get a long a ramp up there, and then I wanted to eat that heavy, but for power, really, and to you know, lower my combo so he doesn't get a crush. But now he throws full combos into my block, which is actually ideal because I'm getting pushed to a special 3. Now I'm cornered. I just need a heavy, and so I see that my relic is almost there, so I throw my relic to get my last heavy, and boom, I'm set. So even though it looked kind of sketch and I was getting cornered and I wanted him to throw a heavy sooner, the combo into my block was annoying. It was actually pushing all my power, my spirit gauge up, so I'm able to get here. But here I'm really wondering, so because he's psychic shielding, I only keep 40% of my damage, and so that's why with the special with a class boost, I only get I was not at a special 3. If I had a horseman, it would actually push me over to a special 3 spam, but this is good to know that he can do it. He went really passive at the end there, which really sucked because he wasn't running into my full special 2, but ultimately it went down. And we did lose this war like we expected. Shout out to Clown, Karate Mike, and I got an MVP as well. It was a good learning experience with a new global and some tough matchups. I know Gt40 posted about a CGR placement that basically guarantees some some deaths, and they placed that CGR in the same node across all 3 battle groups, and we were able to come up with 2 solos from it. Well, 2 solos, and then another one with 1 revive, but we figured out how to play that one as well. So if we see that again, we'll be prepared. You know, again, shout out to them. They got awesome MCOC minds, and I will see you guys in the next one.